one of the words that he's said to me a few times is like, I've given you a voice and I want you to use that. And I think it's because God knows where we struggle. That is an area that I've struggled with of like, why do people want to listen to me? Like, I'm not that interesting. Like, that's been a talk track in my head. And so he's kind of spoken directly to that of, I've given you the voice because I want you to speak to my people. So I'm a mom. I have 3 young kids. The eldest is nearly 6, and I have a wonderful husband as well. And I am an internal medicine physician, but my practice is exclusively obesity medicine. And I am an entrepreneur by accident, sort of, as well. So I run a multidisciplinary weight management clinic in Ontario, and we serve all of Ontario as well as 2 of the eastern provinces. So I went about launching our own weight management clinic because I didn't see the model that I wanted to work in anywhere else. And I really had this vision for a center of excellence that provided multidisciplinary care that really got to like the root issues that people were dealing with, and with so much compassion and so much love for our patients. And so that's really where this started. So before I was doing this, I was working at a large community hospital, looking after patients admitted for everything from heart failure to dementia to kidney failure. So I was working as an internist, but I really had an interest in preventative medicine and instead of kind of treating disease, trying to improve health. And I had this vision for wanting to have my own clinic with no idea how that would happen, no business knowledge, no model to follow. And I ended up going out to do a mentorship with a physician in Vancouver. It was an opportunity to learn from someone who was in the field of obesity medicine. And I walked into her clinic and it gave me a glimpse of the type of medicine that I could see myself practicing, which was I wanted to offer excellent medicine. I hadn't seen exactly what I wanted to offer here in Ontario yet. And so while I was there and it was time on my own away, so I could just kind of have that time in my hotel room with the Lord, the words that he spoke to me were, I am showing you the vision so that you can see. And it was in that moment where I knew I couldn't go back to what I was doing because it wasn't bringing me like any kind of that satisfaction and that joy in my life. And I knew that God was kind of just showing it before me so that I could have that courage to step out. And it did take a lot of courage, right? It took some upfront financial investment. It took me kind of doing something I didn't know how to do at all before, doing something that's different that I didn't have a model for here. And I couldn't have anticipated how successful we were going to be when I started. I knew it would work. Like I was never afraid that it wasn't going to work, but I didn't anticipate that it would be as great as it is. I love every single day. I think that that's what I love about learning about business. I've discovered I love being an entrepreneur and I love my patients. I don't have any bad days at work. I think that is such a privilege and such an honor. I literally leave work after spending all day talking to patients and I'm like pumped and I'm energized because I get to partner with people whose lives are transforming and who are, falling in love with themselves and their life again and optimizing their health. And I get to just be part of that, which is so cool. And I didn't have that kind of satisfaction. So I think that the reward that I get, and that sounds selfish because I'm not in it for me, but I do get so much reward from being able to come alongside people and see their lives changed. And that is so much fun. I think the other thing that's been amazing is learning about being an entrepreneur. Sometimes I think about it that this idea that was literally just a part of my imagination that God placed there, and now it's happened, right? Now I have a fully operational, successful business. I employ 4 people full-time, and then I have 5 doctors going to 8 doctors in the fall who work through our clinic, and it's only just getting started and it's growing. And I think the coolest part is I get to serve people and I get to grow so much in doing it, because to do this, I've had to grow I've had to get out of my comfort zone. I've had to get comfortable talking in front of people. I've had to get comfortable putting my voice and my face out into the world for people to see. One of the words that he's said to me a few times is like, I've given you a voice and I want you to use that. And I think it's because God knows where we struggle. That is an area that I've struggled with, of like, why do people want to listen to me? Like, I'm not that interesting. Like, that's been a talk track in my head. And so he's kind of spoken directly to that of, I've given you the voice because I want you to speak to my people. So there's been a few times like that, but then it's just that daily, I feel like God gives me the green light until he gives me the red light. And that's sort of how I've conducted things, is I believe that my heart is to honor God and I want him to be glorified. And so I'm just going to keep taking the steps that I see that make sense. And then I believe that he's going to just kind of redirect, and he'll put up blocks if it's not the right direction that I should be going. So through this process, I can look back and be like, oh wow, like God spoke this and look at how this came to pass. Look at how he blessed me here. Look at how he gave me favor here. And so, when you step out in faith and you say yes, I think that that's one of the bonuses that you get, is then you get to look back and you just get more and more evidence that God is so faithful and he's walking through that with you. So I know that the success of this business and our clinic and how our patients do is because the heart of our values is number one. Like, of my values and setting this up is I want to honor God, and that has brought so much blessing upon us, and that has brought favor upon us. So I know that the ideas that I come up with, right, like they're ideas that God has given me, and so I think that that just has become really clear for me.